Logida, I know say you they tell the truth. Have you ever done any of these tests?
Oh yeah, I did. I mean, I did urinal tract.
Okay.
And I did organ test.
Okay.
I mean, to check my organs. And then I did hepatitis B also.
You did organ check?
Oh yeah, I did organ test.
To check whether it's functioning?
It is very important every year. Because as you said, your liver may be cancerous by now, you don't know. If you're not next, you grab it.
True.
Now how you don't. That's how people just drop dead. So it's very important to check your organs. Because I was having this rumbling tummy, an unusual rumbling. I said no, I need to check.
It's very important.
Very important. So organ check, what you are just saying now, organ test, urine test. I mean the general urine UTI. The UTI especially.
Very important.
It happens to the men. The men are having it.
Urinary tract infections.
10 minutes against one. Remember.
Some people even cry.
It's serious.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Your blood there, what do you call it? They call it this. Oh, what do you call this thing? Is it your bladder? Your bladder is full.
Bladder, yeah.
Then it affects your kidney. The next thing, kidney disease.
You drop dead, yeah.
Very serious.
It's crazy.
Very serious. I've done all those tests, Charlie. Have
you done it before?
I do them.
Which of them did you do?
I've even had a pap smear to check for HPV. Yes, exactly. You don't know.
So let us know education.
So pap smear, they open your legs and they
open your legs.
Yes, and they use an instrument to open
enter
by
your
male doctor or female.
Male or female, any doctor can do it.
This one they lie.
A gynecologist.
My wife won't do this.
Your wife will do it.
My wife won't do this.
You should go give birth. You know, be safe.
That be the problem. Most of the times when the male doctors are doing it, there's a nurse who's female there.
I would never trust a male doctor, regardless.
They put a gel.
I don't trust them.
Listen to what she says. They put a gel on the instrument.
And then they
insert it. It goes in.
Yeah, and then they screw it open.
They screw.
Doctors.
And
henceforth, I'm a doctor.
The profession me now is
not every doctor can do that.
The profession.
No, that one. Henceforth, I'm a gynae. Gynecologist, Dusty one.
Yeah.
Doctor one.
The doctors are.
So
then they use a swab on your cervix to check for HPV.
What is HPV?
HPV is the human papillomavirus. That's the virus that's actually gives you cervical cancer.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and normally
I think recently they were doing it. Huh?
Yeah, normally it's dormant. You don't have any discharge that shows that you have a.
But it's hidden in there.
Yes, so you have to do it, and then to prevent the cervical cancer, you go for an HPV shot. Yes, to help with the
we are parts.
Like, and it's in 3, so you go for 3 times. Like the hepatitis B, you have to go for 3 times. Yeah.
Hepatitis
and
B
please,
is the most
people always forget that there's also herpes.
Yes,
genital herpes. That one, whether you use condom or not.
One you're careful. Careful.
Because the it's like pimples. It's
small
on the genital area, and then when your skin touches it,
you feel so much.
The fluid transfers onto your body, and there's no cure. Sometimes you get it on your
lip. Yeah, it's crazy.
And then those who do these things, the lippies. The lippies. The tongue is.
Yeah, so you get cold sores.
Problem.
Listeners, call 024. No, but honest, you are married. Have you ever done these tests with your wife?
Not all of them.
Okay.
Not all of them. Some.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So call 0243 768216. Even if you are not ready for the tests, you call and ask questions. We don't ask questions.
Andy, where do these STDs come from? I want to know. No,
that's what I'm saying.
No,
so you see,
where do they come from?
No, listen,
we need to know because
so you see, it's a very good question you have. Yeah. So call 0265 174 070 0265 174070. Now, when you call this number, ask the doctor. Where do they
come from? We need explanations.
Where do these infections come from? Then he will advise you or he will explain to you. Because
the human body, from birth, the human body is supposed to be such clean. In Japan, they say STDs come into the picture.
Well,
STDs.
infections, anything can happen.
No,
Probably
infections.
the woman.
Once we live,
Probably the woman had gone to a washroom. Probably sat on a toilet
And
seat.
they developed to.
Yes. So
HIV.
it may not necessarily be that she's cheated or promiscuous, but may have contracted an infection through these means. Probably she's gone to pee on a WC and then, So, I mean, let's ask questions. So contact HS Medical Center is the best place to be. Please call them and they will advise you. 0243 768216. If you have gonorrhea, syphilis,
Gonorrhea said be the most dangerous one with that one.
you get some before.
Me. Never.
No, but you wait until you get some before.
No, I didn't say that. No, I didn't say that.
Huh?
I said I've done UTI test before.
No, the other time
I
you
didn't say gonorrhea.
can't say gonorrhea. You get
And
gonorrhea.
me.
Hey, Ernest, they know they
Hey.
when Mr. Logic say
This is
he gets
serious.
When people say they comment say Mr. Logic, Mr. Logic, he gets everything before.
Me, go no.
on this note, I didn't come on the show today.
That Betway Multifund. Now, Betway is making it easier for you to keep your account in the game. Don't waste time transferring cash between your Momo wallets. Top up your Betway account from multiple mobile money wallets with Betway Multifund and never miss the perfect bet again. Deposit safely and securely with Betway Multifund and feel the thrill of betting on your favorite teams. Players and leagues at a moment's notice. Visit betway.com.gh for more information. No under 18. Gaming license number. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Betway, for the love of the game, is Betway. Charlie, but still we are enjoying our chocolate too. Still, it's very, very important. Now, let's get to our next story. Ochame Kwame is speaking. Ochame Kwame says lack of unity. Lack of unity is the cause of low investor support in the industry. That's what Ochame Kwame is saying. But this guy. Lack of unity is the cause of low investor support in the industry. That's what Ochame Kwame is saying. Now let's listen to what Ochame Kwame said. We'll be right back to discuss more.
In this industry, I think I group it into two: professionalism and unity. So let me speak about unity first. So two rappers fight amongst themselves and they go and pay 3,000 CDs to record a song insulting the other one. Then the song comes on radio and it's a big hit and it's trending on Twitter and YouTube in the millions. And the other rapper also goes to do the same. What happens is that immediately radio gets content. There's a great opportunity for you to gossip so that MTN pays how much they paid to advertise for 4 seconds. And then the bloggers pick it. And then they also get clickbaits and Google AdSense pays them. And everybody in the chain is going to get something. But 2 weeks later, when the artist tries to get sponsorship from MTN, MTN says, no, you are the guy fighting with those people. If we do a collaboration with you, how do we know that in 3 weeks you will not go and do a song to diss us? So we are trying to push an agenda at Parliament, trying to get a bill passed. And politicians are saying, what? There are no schools in Tumu. Why should we spend 30 hours of parliamentarians' time talking about these rappers who are always insulting themselves on Twitter? So what happens is that we are so selfish that we look at our immediate trend, immediate gratification. That is one of the things. So unity amongst us, or unity that is not existing inside this industry, is the thing that gets the people who are supposed to do the right things for the industry to pretend they don't know they are supposed to do the right thing. And then professionalism. When your talent is as solid as, say, Kwame Eugene or Kiddy, there's no way that you will not blow, because the talent of Kwame Eugene is where it is. What it means is that he has rehearsed all his life to be able to become who he is now. And I remember when I was trying to come up, I was doing my national service. I used all my national service alawa to record bad demos. All of it to record bad demos. But because of that demo, I did a performance in 96. Okreku heard my bad demo and drove to Kumasi to come and manage me. So you are not getting help. What it means is that you are not pushing enough. When you are in business, the first place you need to look for resources is yourself, then your immediate family, and then your friends, and then your family members, and then your community, before your city and your country. Now there are so many opportunities for a young creative person to amass resources. When you have 1 million subscribers on YouTube, it is equal to $1 million in advertising currency. How do you to set up a YouTube page is free. To set up a blog is free. To set up a Facebook page is free. To set up an Instagram page is free. Why don't you down and set up an Instagram page where every Friday you drop bars on your page? I tell you, in 1 year you have more than 1 million subscribers. That will immediately turn you into an influencer. And big businesses, based on your brand's direction, will pay you 5,000 Ghana cedis to post just one ad. And if you get 2 in a month, that is 1,000. How many CEOs in Ghana get paid 10,000 cedis a month? You know, so based on your resources, you will be able to curate a certain buzz and euphoria that can let people come and see you. And based on the number of eyeballs you have, you can monetize it. So basically, when God gives you the talent of acting, rapping, singing, speaking, it is a complete talent. If it is not making money for you, if it's not getting you to a place where, then your intelligence is working against you.
So that was Ochame Kwame. Yeah, I'm sure you heard him.
Yeah, I believe I asked him that question, actually, about what exactly, because of his experience in the industry, what exactly he felt the problem was, because everybody was bringing their own opinion, as Mr. Logic would say, about something that serious. And he also said it was professionality and lack of unity. I agreed with him until it came to the beef part of the whole situation. I feel like the beef culture is part of music or hip hop or whatever it is. It is part of the beef culture. It is also how some artists actually sell records. I mean, we've seen people in the pop industry, in the hip hop industry, who have actually dropped these songs. So let's talk about the beef between Nas and Jay-Z, where Nas brought Ether and everybody went crazy, and even Remy Ma actually used the beats to also diss Nicki Minaj, and it is part of the culture. You understand? So for that, I would just say that it's just artists trying to show their craftsmanship. I mean, and I'll prefer that instead of throwing punches and throwing warning shots. Okay, so I think that's it for me. And we have said it time and again. We've said this unity thing time and again. Every time we talk about the industry, the problem is unity. So now what are we doing about it? You understand me? We've identified the problem. Okay, everybody knows it is unity. So now what do? Are we going to sit back and say, okay, it is unity? So okay, it is unity, then what? Okay, so let's try. I mean, the gatekeepers, as you people call them. I mean, it should be an issue that has to be tackled from the grassroots, from the very core. You understand? And especially when it comes to even our political, the places of politics, let me put it that way. We have to support anybody that has been picked to represent us. Let's not do it like, oh, it's not my party. Oh, I don't like this person. Oh, I don't do this. So I am not going to support. I am not going to unite so that we pass bills. We pass, we have correct policies that can support the industry. You understand me? Once somebody has been picked, once it's a political party, let's all join forces. Let's all go to him, try to help him, accomplish the sole aim we are all pushing. And I think that is where unity is even going to be portrayed at its best. You understand me? So then from there, the artists that are coming up also will decide that, okay, since these people are doing it, since our old heads are setting the example, let's also come together and do what we have to do. If it is not like that, then I give it next week. We'll come back here and talk about unity again, without, setting any example.
Ernest.
Yeah, Andy. First of all, I will say that beyond the unity part, the latter part, he gave some advice. I would wish and pray that, Mr. Agla, are you here? That you cut that part and play it every morning. It's a free consultation to the young ones because it's very deep, showing you how you can establish yourself as a brand so that you wouldn't be dependent on other people, so that you wouldn't always go crying that, oh, I don't have anybody to help me. Oh, you can start something on your own, very small, and give yourself time. And with time, definitely, if you are serious and you are consistent, you definitely achieve something. Now, let's come to unity. Recently, government came with a policy, and the policy was putting restrictions on the type of vehicles importers can bring. Now, these importers came together, held a press conference, planned a demonstration, made noise, and government revisited what they initially wanted to do. And now they've softened their stand. Now, we are here when some doctors came out to say that if government do not pay their allowances, they were going to lay down their tools. And it was a nationwide something. The allowances have been paid. We hear when some teachers came out to say that their market premium did not suit the work they do. Their research allowances do not meet their standard. And for that matter, they will go on strike. They went on strike. Tewu went on strike. Government called them. They are negotiating so that they get what they want. At least, if it wouldn't meet exactly what they want, government can meet them halfway. They've achieved something. Now, if something comes up concerning this industry, how do we come together as a people with one voice and also protest that we don't like what we are seeing? We don't have it. Yes, we have the various unions. You have Musica, we have this, we have that. How active, how vibrant are these groups? So Ochame Kwame says something. Maybe we might lose sight of it. Some people will pretend as if they don't know our plight, because we don't tell them our plight. And even if we do, we don't do it as a unified force. So they will pretend not to know. Already, I always say that as a people, our society, we don't even see the creative space as a profession. We see it as talent. Oh, Mr. Logic, oh, Charlie, can you let your boy come perform for me? I did do some party. Oh, Charlie, you find some 5,000 for me. And no more about to no.
Okay.
Oh, Andy, now my boy may mama. Oh, Charlie, I'm coming with my machine.
When I hear stuff like that,
oh, and
my heart bleeds.
And you too a trip keke bonus. You see, that is our mentality. We were brought up to feel that that space is for people who do not make it in life academically. So we are already looked down upon. Already the society see the space as a space for rogues. So if the next time they wake up to see that we've gone to the studio, I've gone to the studio to insult Mr. Logic. Mr. Logic goes to the studio, pay money to come and insult me. Yes, you get the buzz. But beyond the few of us who understand that space, talking about culture, beyond the culture that we in the space know, what signal are we sending out there to the people who are not part of us? We should give you money so that you can go and buy guns. And, you know, there is that perception. So we shouldn't think about
drugs.
Yeah, we shouldn't think about what we will achieve. That is what Ochame Kwame was saying. We shouldn't think about what we will achieve within the shortest time alone. We should look at the repercussions. How can we let people take us serious? That yes, you don't have to be a doctor alone to be somebody in society. You don't have to be a lawyer alone. You can be a musician and be a responsible person in the society. You can be a DJ and will still be responsible. You can be in the arts, be it a radio presenter, be it an actor, be it whatever, and still be respected beyond just having the fame and people looking at you, taking pictures with you. We should send the right signal. Until then, look at the number of years it took for them to pass the Creative Arts Bill. How many bills haven't they passed in Ghana? Since the Creative Arts Bill was sent to Parliament, went back to Cabinet, and all back and forth and all these things. How many bills haven't they passed? And me, I was even surprised to hear that some people were not even supporting the passage of the Creative Arts Bill because it came under some government's administration and not their government, and for that matter, they were sabotaging it. How? Yet we wake up every day, come here and complain. Government is not helping us. These people are not taking us serious. Whilst we take knives and we'll be stabbing ourselves in the name of beef. The battle is out there. Yes, definitely, as human as we are, definitely, we will have some issues among us and all these things. But the way we solve it is how people will see us either as mature people or not. Until recently, Andy, could you have gone to your father to tell him that, take me to Prempe, after Prempe I'll come and be a DJ?
I mean, have you forgotten I told you this? That when I began radio, I used to work at a station called Mercury. I think it's still there.
Mercury, yeah.
And there was a man called Akwesimilo, I'll never forget. He went to Prempe College and he said, now, oh, Papa do go school, say, Brabe a DJ. I do go school, no, he didn't even say school. I don't go Prempe College, say, Brabe a DJ. Like, excuse me.
It sounds insulting, but you should understand him from where he is coming from, because they don't see that as a job. They want you to go to Prempe, become a doctor, become a lawyer, become an engineer, become a pilot, become this, become that. So there is already a perception out there which does not favor the industry. How do we make it attractive so that if we come out to say something, people will take us, what we are saying, as something that we need to work on? Look, the last time I was telling somebody that to me, from where I sit, there is no one district, one kind of example.
Factory.
One district, one factory. There is no one district, one factory that is bigger than the music industry. That is bigger than the creative industry. Look at the number of musicians we have in Ghana alone. These young ones who saw what they can do and have decided to, venture into that field. Look at the number of actors now. Go on YouTube. Look at the number of short videos and the characters involved alone. But it depends on how we package ourselves and present our it depends on how we package ourselves. Yes, we can fight. Yes, we can beef. But we should think beyond the beef and look at the implication. Because already there is this stereotype mentality around our space. So we should think about that. Yes, the culture, everything plays a role. But beyond the culture, how would the society see us?
I guess it.
So that tomorrow, if we decide to come out, Mr. Logic, you've been talking about the cluster and the sprinter groups, Hwai Band Association, Hwai Group Association, all these groups are there. But in terms of value, how strong is it? So for the unity, we need it.
Okay. And you've spoken very, very well. Mr. Logic.
Andy, I think the substantial issue here is training. Well, we don't have training in everything that we do in Ghana. There are no structures. And what Kwame said, I may agree to disagree, because the same people who say unity, they are the ones that are disunited. And it is very sad when you don't practice what you preach. That is not to Kwame, to the general industry, because the other time we saw Kwame Eugene did a video, and he was complaining about how some artists refuse to post their colleagues' works, and how they also don't make effort to support them by way of featuring and all. He spoke a lot, and it was all about unity and support. But this same unity and support brought a problem between himself and Guru. So, in a nutshell, everybody is fake in this industry. And our fakeness is our problem. Because we speak, we don't practice. We say, we don't do. Everybody is saying something to gain a face. But behind the scenes, they are not what they are saying.
Yeah.
So, this is the problem. How come we are disunited and there are no investors? Because if I'm an investor, I've worked with an investor before who was ready to invest so much in the music, and he was investing. Anything you say, he pay. If he said this, he bring the money. He was just pushing money into music. Whether he wasn't into the whole industry, but into my project, he was still pushing into the industry. These same people who are in the industry, whom you will go to and say, Charlie, do this for me, because you cannot do it alone. You need to contract people to do other stuff for you. Then when they see how you are projecting and how you are going, they start looking for your investor. They want to know who is behind this project, paying so much money that you can even extend some to them. Then they go behind, oh, I can do this better, I can do that better, I can do that better. Forgetting that whilst they are backbiting you, they are backbiting themselves, because no investor is stupid to dash money and they don't even look for returns. So they go backbiting you out until the investor finds the whole job you are doing dishonesty. I mean, whatever, like as if you're lying. Because that's where they go. You give somebody 1,000 Ghana, he said you gave him 200. And when we have such habits, that investor, the moment your colleague loses that investor, you have lost him too. Because if he can't trust me, he won't trust you also. So the problem is our backbiting behavior that we have. See, the unity is there. Me and Andy, we talk every day. We are united. We talk, but as to how Andy will support me is another, different from how we relate. Loyalty is there. So people talk, yes, but deep in their heart, they are not ready to support you. So that unity Kwame is talking about, it's not just with look, everybody has a habit. They are all disunited. So Kwame has a point there, yes, but how is he working towards that complaint? Because his best friend Kwame Eugene complained, and the next thing we heard was himself and Guru having the same issue with unity. If they were unity, why couldn't Guru and Richie solve their problem on the phone till the issue came into the public light? If there was unity, they could have called each other. Oh, Charlie, Guru, as yesterday you talk something, Charlie. I mean, let's put everything aside. We are brothers. Why couldn't they solve it? Until it got to the point Kwame Eugene had to do a video to dish out his own heart. I mean, his problems, his feelings towards Guru. So that unity, it will be hard, because in this country, our industry, the hungry men be plenty. Let's be real. Just like you said, the hungry men. Andy, just give me like 2 minutes, because I was a bit, Kumi went lengthy small. Give me small 1 minute. The hungry men in this industry, them chow. Because imagine, like for me, maybe I'm not working with your company. You don't know what I do. You don't know whether I'm a self-employed man, whether I have my own company, you don't know what I do. But you see me come every day. Back of your mind, because I'm not employed in your company, you think that I'm not working. They start wondering, how does he get his money? How does he live? You see, our people are jealous, hungry, and bad-minded. So that unity won't work in this country. Unlike in Jamaica, that people are so united that when they see an artist come out, the first thing they do, they pick a phone and call you. I like this artist, I want to feature on their songs. How many of our artists, big artists, does that? How many of them? Young artists cannot attract collabos because probably they've not blown. So that you need to come in saying, I'm sure somebody somewhere can also come out and say, oh, just like when the guy came out and said Guru was complaining about Kwame, but Guru did the same thing to him, Nautica. He said, Guru, you are complaining about Kwame, but you also refuse to feature on my song. So you see the problem. So nobody has a right to complain because they are doing the same thing. Nobody has the right to complain because they are doing the same thing. We are all bad-minded and hungry. So until that habit is dashed into the bin, we will be like this. Last but not the least, Andy, on the side of the creative arts issue, you said, I don't see creative arts as a kubolo job. Because look, we don't go to school to earn living. We go to school to earn knowledge.
Because you are in the space.
Yes, I'm coming because of the academic area you touch.
And you agree that we've always been seen as some
kubolo. Yeah, I'm coming to that area. We don't go to school to earn living. We go to school to earn knowledge and apply the knowledge to do what? To earn a living. People have gone to school, attained the highest of grades, and some, even if you see where they live, they can't apply the knowledge they achieve from school to what? To make ends meet. Because the knowledge to be an entrepreneur, to make money is not there because they were taught by the book. So now practically they cannot apply them. So school is to mold and form you. But the act to succeed lies on your own intelligence as a human being. Because look, Kumi, you are a radio presenter. Yeah. You work with Adam.
Yeah, multimedia.
You are trained to be a presenter. There are other, despite didn't go to school to be trained as a trader. It's home sense. Today look at despite. So we need school to form. But we don't need school to survive. So if any parliamentarian will sit anywhere or any minister will think that people who are in the creative space who have not been educated are useless and kupolo, then they themselves are kupolo. Then that person say that it's a kupolo because what you are doing now as an MP or a minister was given to you, the mandate was given to other people. So there is a huge there's a huge problem we have in this country where we have a mental. One time I said, look, this country, we have a mental problem. I swear my father's grave that in this country, Ghana, we have a mental problem.
What has your father's grave got to do?
My father's grave is very dear to me.
Let your
We
father
have
rest.
a problem. We have a mental.
rest.
I bet you by every bit of my dripping blood.
Brazil, Mexico, Americas, all of them have mental problems.
Ghana, our own is 80%. 80%. We are mental. Psycho. You know why we are psycho? Ghana is a country where when you say you are a musician, Obi will say, hey, the musician they worry now, where they are show. From the family side, they look at you as somebody who don't earn
Apart
living.
from even Obeho, musician,
Kubolo.
Yeah.
Andy, our people, the way they think, so because of you will insult people. But all you need is just to have your own mind and then find ways to make ends meet. So me, I agree with Kwame, but I don't agree with him. On the side of beef, like Ria said, beef has been part of the music. Even in the high life genre, they have beefs. Beef is more like a rivalry.
Yeah.
Anywhere there's competition, there's beefs. So rivalry is part of the job. It makes it active. Because rivalry is everywhere. Even at Hitz FM, there are rivalries here. Beefs were Hitz FM, beefs were maybe a DJ Bredash, DJ Ubeti.
Hey.
More beef be a name. Who plays best? I don't know. Right.
Let me read some few comments. DJ Premier says our culture and our upbringing play a role in how we behave in this country. In this industry, I beg your pardon. We've been trained to be more self-centered. How many black excuse me? How many black people do partnership? We've not been trained to appreciate people's craft and pay what it's worth. Why you lie? Q Talk Media says, well said, one logic. Is it a one logic? Currently, many even perceive the industry as fraud boys industry. The youth believe if you are not a fraud boy who is making money from the other side, you can make it in the industry. It's obvious though. Nana Kwaku says, Brandy, beefing in the industry makes it very attractive, but the understanding is the problem. Pandera Sabi said, Mr. Logic is doing what he just spoke about. Mr. Kumi went on for 5 minutes, so he just snitched to get more time. Even teachers who teach culture, dancing have never been respected in the school. How much more the community? We don't respect the art space, period. Nana Kwaku says, Brandy, this whole problem is understanding. The unity is there, but the understanding to go in for one goal is the problem. After said, please also think our structures and systems are not working. That's why we are expecting these issues. Eagle Eye Service says, Ochame Kwame spoke very well about the ills of the industry, but he said musicians are always beefing, so politicians don't take our industry serious. I beg to differ on this one. Don't politicians beef? Don't teachers beef? Don't football clubs in Ghana beef? Original Slice says, truth is everyone for himself in this arts industry. Obia is looking for their personal interest. Like I always say, have a personal interest, but know when to put that aside for a minute to support a common goal that will benefit everyone. We lack that. Pandora Sam said, what is there to say again? We have said everything, and the artists even investing in themselves. Not capital per se, but an artist is tweeting another she tweets. Why would his or her family be friend invest? Okay. Evnate says, please, no long talk. Let's put our talking into actions. He continues to say, when it comes to unity in our industry, I don't recall seeing it. I think it's each one for himself, God for us all. Okay. Kwame Denchem says, please tell Mr. Logic, those STDs are all created by the whites as part of the agenda to reduce the population of the...
Conspiracy theory.
Don't they get some?
Original Slice says, you see what Ria is saying? My doctor cousin, first time of doing it, he ran into the washroom immediately after because he was hot. Probably erection. He said he was in the washroom for more than an hour. Not be easy. All right. We're live on Hitz 103.9 FM. So that was Ochame Kwame and telling us about unity in the system. Listeners, now the VGMAs have they've lifted the ban on Shatawale and Stonebwoy. The board of the Vodafone Ghana Music Awards have lifted the ban imposed on Ghanaian artists Shatta Wale and Stonebwoy. A statement signed by the VGMA board chairman indicated that this decision was taken at the inaugural meeting of the 22nd VGMA board on the 28th January 2021. This brings closure to the indefinite ban imposed on the reggae dancehall heavyweights in 2019 after an altercation involving the two during the 20th anniversary edition of the awards, which disrupted the ceremony and threatened the safety of patrons. In the aftermath of the violence, the two were excluded from participating in the 21st VGMA held in 2020. The statement further noted that the board agreed to admit them back to the scheme, hoping that such altercations that bring the scheme into dispute do not occur in future events. This makes them eligible to participate in this and subsequent editions of the VGMA if they so desire. The statement added by extension, their collaborative works with other artists are eligible for participation in the VGMAs. Meanwhile, a call for nominations from artists of music works, songs, EPs, or albums between 1st January and 31st December 2020 has been advanced ahead of the 22nd edition of the VGMAs. The call for nominations will close on Monday. Well, I think it's closed already. The statement said, Aye. Now let's get on the phone and speak with Robert Clark. He speaks for the VGMAs and Chatterhouse. Robert, good morning and many thanks for your time. So for now, the ban has been lifted.
Good morning, Andy. Yes, the ban has been lifted.
Now, was there any afterthought that both of them or either of them could decline or refuse to join?
Yes, the scheme is in such a way that we must have the consent of participants for them to be a part of it. So that has always been the nature of the scheme. So they will have to, they can decide to be a part or they can decide otherwise.
Earlier, when I spoke to you a few weeks ago, was it last week or last 2 weeks, you made mention of meeting the two parties. Did you meet them?
The process is still, okay, let's just say that engagements are still ongoing. So when that aspect is still work in progress.
So in this case, you've not ended it yet? You've not finalized it?
That. We haven't finished engaging with them.
So why did you rush into lifting the ban or making it public?
Well, it's not a rush. It's what the board thought they should lift it. So the board lifted it as per what they thought was wise for them. So there's no element of rush. The board felt the ban had served its purpose, and then they decided to lift it. That's it.
Have you been surprised at some of the talks from especially Shatta Wale that you felt like, he would also welcome the lift with open arms, but he's been heard saying things otherwise. Are you surprised?
Let me just say that with respect to responses, I would rather a response that they would give to us directly, because every day I keep hearing different things, and some of them I'm not privy to, so it's hard for me to speak to those specific things. So if it's possible, let me just stay out of it, since I don't really know some of the utterances that have been said.
So in a case where you meet them and they say, you know what, we are just not interested, take us out, do your thing, don't involve us, please, do your thing, because without us, you people did it. Don't come and disturb our peace. What happens to the VGMA and the works? Obviously, they've worked very hard, even in the year under review. So in this case, what happens?
Oh, and just as as mentioned earlier, the scheme is designed in such a way that participants will have to give their consent. So organizers will certainly do their bit to reach out to you. If in two ways, I mean, first of all, to reach out to you, hopefully for call for entries, and then on the flip side, if your work should appear in any form of our research, we will still reach out to you for consent to be given before before we add you to the scheme. So in that particular modus operandi, you can clearly see that there is an element of participants giving their consent, which means that they must say they want to. If they don't, then it means that at the end of the day, we'll clearly not be able to work with them. We'll have to respect whatever they say. So if that should be the case, then we'll always have to respect what they say. I mean, there have been some years that some people have not participated for various reasons, and whenever they say they will not be able to participate, we respect that. It doesn't necessarily mean that the following year they may not come through. Sometimes, there are different reasons, but the baseline is any artist's wish with respect to participating in the scheme, we always have to respect it.
Now, in the case where, well, we all saw what happened, with respect to the VGMA board, which measures have you put in place to ensure that there will be non-recurrent events?
So with respect to board, I am not sure I can speak to the details of board. What I can say is that with respect to organizing events, all the way from last year, a lot of things were put in place, from security to thinking through extra thought patterns through how elements of this nature occurred and how such subsequent things of this nature can be stopped. So those have been done at the event front, and I think that we tested some of them last year throughout the events that we did in different times that we do. Like we organized a couple of events, so these were put to test in some of these events, and we think we are getting there, and then we keep on working hard at that particular aspect, from the event angle.
All right, Robert. Well, thank you very much. I'll try and reestablish contact with you probably before the week ends or early next week. I want to find out what may have been added to this year's edition of the forthcoming VGMAs and the way forward. And we'll also be following up on your engagement with both Shatter and Stone to see the outcome. I'm so grateful for your time.
I'm grateful for your time. I will certainly be in the wait. Once I have information, you will know.
Right, I'm so grateful, Robert. Right, so that was Mr. Robert Clark, PRO for Chatterhouse. Ernest.
Yeah, Andy. Let me say
because of time, I think we will have to.
Okay. I'll make it short, like my height, like our height. Andy. First of all, I've never supported the ban, not because I don't believe in bringing decency or bringing discipline, but because even when somebody is caught, still in court, killing, the law says we should give the person a fair hearing, something they didn't give to the two acts. So from day one, I've never supported the ban. And lifting the ban definitely is different from whether the person will be part of it or not. But the question is, he said that it has served its purpose. What was the purpose? They should tell us in black and white. We wanted to place the ban on them to achieve A, B, C, D. Then we can also assess, we can also analyze whether it is true that the ban served its purpose or not. As to whether the people will be part of it or not, we've heard, as you said, Shatter has come out to say what he wants. Stoneboy, I'm yet to hear from him. But at the end of the day, if they've lifted the ban, well, they should tell us. I'm still confused because I don't know the reason into details what they wanted the ban to serve. So they should tell us. Then we can also assess, we can analyze, we can find out whether it served its purpose or not.
Right, thank you. Ria?
I have always said that these reports that Charterhouse is bringing out, I hope it is actually from a good place, because
I wish I
up
was
to-
going to pick out from a bad place.
no, because up till now they haven't really solidified things with the two artists, and they keep putting it out. Oh, we've lifted the ban, we've lifted the ban. I don't know whether it is to tap or to get the sympathy of these the two artists, their fan bases, because it actually generates revenue for them if these people tune in to what BGM is. And let's just say even one of them, Stonebwoy or Shatawale, is performing, be it virtual or be it on stage. I mean, the fan base would do anything to go watch or to go support. So I just hope that they are not tapping into their fan bases to make their money or their profits or returns or whatever it is. That's all I think. But apart from that, I think Bulldog was also saying that they should, if they want to lift the ban, they should do the right thing, in quotes, and also take the case out of court. Because I think the case is still pending out of court.
The case is a purely is between the states.
Exactly.
And so they
Because
can decline
It's
to
out of
witnesses.
it is out of
exactly.
yeah,
I know even if Charterhouse is tapping out of the whole situation,
state
the
is still
states
interested.
can still say we are taking
Interested.
over.
You
Yeah,
can only play dumb when you are called to come in as a witness.
exactly.
Yeah.
But apart from that,
Right.
so
Mr. Lodge, you kindly wrap it up.
Yes, I mean,
Ernest, don't rush.
for me,
You're on TV.
for me, seriously, they acted wrong in the first place, and it's good they've accepted that they acted wrong. The ban served no purpose. That I should say to Robert, it served no purpose. What really did something was the fact that the issue was reported to the police, and then the two of them were invited. Of course, what happened at the auditorium was purely a police issue to investigate. It shouldn't have been, it shouldn't have been an issue with the scheme, because the scheme, you will always need the stakeholders. I said it, and I keep saying it. The ban served no purpose. The only purpose it served was a negative impression. That is the only purpose, and they will have to be very upfront with it. The negative impression was to make Shatawale and Stonebwoy look violent. That is the only purpose it served. And now the ripple effect is coming, because look, when you say you have banned somebody, it means that that person is detestable.
Is what?
Detestable. Who say hey?
DJ Black. DJ Black. If you DJ Black,
Bro,
bro.
So-
DJ Black, what did he tell? Was it a Kabio?
detestable.
What is
detestable.
detestable?
Is it detestable or detestable?
Oh, come on, man. You
Side
heard
of
me.
Coca, bro.
Me person be become a
What's
bro.
it?
Me strength.
He said what? It is automatic.
They detested. Andy. Andy.
God.
So
Also,
then
what?
it means that they made Shatawale and Stonebwoy look as if they were the wrong guys. That's what I'm saying. The whole impression the ban served was a negative impression. It served nothing positive. The law made a decision, and they were supposed to be going to court back and forth, so that the law decide on them. You, Charterhouse, should have just continue your business with them, and rather apologize to your sponsors and all the dignitaries that came that day, and also have them also apologize. That look, from their individual companies, they could have apologized. We are sorry for what happened. It was unexpected. I mean, we are humans. Then they will also apologize. But to ban them is more like you control their career. You don't control their career. That's the problem. No award scheme control an artist, Andy.
All right.
No, the Pacho. DJ Black has given me 1 minute. Let me conclude. He's my man. He understands. Once it be me, he will understand. We are together. No award scheme has the right to ban an artist. It is your individual. It is your institution. It's a private institution. Yes, you can say I don't want you to be part of it, but then you don't own the music. You don't own the right. You don't own the career.
Being part of it is a ban.
That's what I'm saying. That you can decide to say that I don't want to be part of it because it's my own property. But here is the case: you are rather parasiting on the property. So look, when we parasite, I know when we agree, I catch you three say me pay etri. Agree or no pay etri anu moja. I say me pay moja. You cannot say that you don't need them. You depend. So I'm saying that it is a very good move. It's a very positive move they've taken by coming out to say that we have lifted the ban. Now it's up to Shatawale and Stonebwoy to make a decision if they want to be part of it. Because look, Andy, that ban served a negative impression because now you have moved on. They've also moved on.
Okay.
They've moved on. So now they have their conditions. Charterhouse will have to work with them hand in hand.
This is Hitz.